standing. We're going to grab our little ball. Okay. All right, I'm also just going to mention that we're going to do some 4-point kneeling today. So, you know, if you need extra pads for your knees or whatever, grab those now. And for those of you who have some issues with your wrists, if you have something that's kind of small or like a little stool or something that you can put your forearms on, that makes it a little easier than putting your forearms on the floor. So just some added wraps for today. All right, let's start. We're going to put the ball right in between the ankles, kind of hover it from the floor just a tiny bit. I'm going to stay on my mat, which is going to make it more challenging, but feel free to go to the floor if you need to. So we're just going to kind of pull those feet in until you feel and see that ball kind of come to a little bit of a squishy ball. And then we're going to engage that belly. We're just going to start lifting up onto our toes. We're going to exhale as we lift, inhale as we lower. And think drawing in on the belly, drawing nice and tall up to the ceiling, and exhale, and arms and hands can go wherever you feel comfortable. Draw into the ball as you lift, slowly set those heels back down. And you don't have to go up super high, right? Just drawing into the ball, finding those inner legs. Exhale. The inner legs will help with that balance. Keeping those toes pointed forward and trying to think of just kind of zipping up all the way up through the crown of the head. Do about a few more. And let's do 3. And 2. Last one. And then we're going to come back up, but maybe not quite so high, maybe just a little soft lift on those heels. We're not going to go super high. We're going to stay on that soft heel. We're just going to bend those knees. And then we're going to stand tall. And we're going to try to stay kind of tall. It's okay if you hinge forward slightly, but don't make the bend so much that you're like hinging forward a lot. You want to try to keep a nice long spine, nice and tall to the ceiling as you bend. So your bends are small. Let's do 3, 2, and 1, and all the way back down. Good. We're just going to take the ball out, kind of bring it in front of you. We're going to start with a little stretch of the calf. So just standing on one foot, bringing the other foot, and you're going to kind of push your foot down into the ball so that your heel is on that floor, step back, and you're just going to hinge forward, finding that nice stretch through the calf in the front. Pull your heel to the floor for me, Phyllis, and you'll have more stability. So bring it all the way to the floor and let it. So squish the ball this way. Yeah, there you go, right there. That makes it a little easier to find. Well, maybe. All right, come on up. And same thing on the other side. So just that little stretch. You know, you feel like you're going to pop the ball. These balls are pretty resistant to popping. They just tend to lose air. But I don't think we've ever had one of these balls actually pop. Now that I say that. Yeah. Right? All right, we're going to take that ball. We're going to go ahead and bring it right in between the knees, and we're going to go into a little bit of an external position. So on this one, heels don't have to be together, obviously. But you want that nice external. Again, we want to feel the legs come in. So we have that little squishy ball in between our inner legs. Nice connection there. Going right back to where we started. So we're going to exhale. We're just going to lift. And then inhale, slowly set those heels back down. And pressing through that ball of the foot, like you're pressing straight down into the floor. It's been a while since I've done this on the mat. It's a lot more challenging on the mat. Especially when you're coming up to those toes. You wouldn't think it would be so since the mat's not very thick, but gives you just enough of that instability. So you should feel your glutes here, kind of feeling them engaging, feeling that belly tighten. And up. And let's do 3, 2, 1, and down. We're going to take the ball away. We can go ahead and just set that off to the side, but we're going to stay right into this position. And then let's just widen it a tiny bit. So a little bit more of that second position. And then from here, we're going to just lift back up onto those toes. And then we're going to keep that lift as we bend into our little plie. And we're just going to kind of hold here. All right, from here, we're just going to lower those heels. And then we're going to lift them back up. Lower and lift. Keeping that belly tight. And again, we're trying to stay in that upright position. Try not to hinge forward. And lift. And up. So this time we're going to lift the heels. We're going to keep them lifted. And then we're going to stand tall. We're going to lower those heels back down. We're going to bend. Lift the heels back up. Stand tall. And lower. And lift. And lift. And down, and lift. And let's do 4. And 3. 2. Last one. Hold on the lift. Now we're just reversing it. So keep your heels lifted, bend, and then lower the heels down and just stand tall. Lift the heels up, bend the knees, lower the heels, and stand tall. And lift, and bend, lower, and tall. Up, bend, down, and straighten. Let's do 3. Bend, down with the heels, straighten back up. Lift the heels, bend, down with the heels, straighten, and one more. Up, bend, down, and stand nice and tall. All right, staying in this position, maybe even widening the stance. We're just going to finish this up. We're going to go back into our little bend. Oh, sorry, we're going to pick up our weights. Don't forget that part. All right, so from here, we're just going to hold our weights in front, kind of in a hug-a-tree position as we finish this ankle work and lower leg work off. So we're going to bend and we're going to hold. So we're going to stay in this bent position, staying nice and tall, shoulders are down. And then from here, we're just going to lift one heel. And then we're going to set it down. And then we're going to lift the other heel and set it down. So your goal here is not to let the torso be moving around. You're trying to keep it nice and stable. And up. And if you feel that little shakiness on the way down, it's actually good. And almost. One more just like this, each side. And now just adding on. So we're going to lift one heel, lift the other heel, lower that first heel, lower the second. Now reverse it. Start with the opposite side. Lift, lift, lower, lower. Lift, lift, lower, lower. Just keep alternating your sides. And up, up, down, down, up, up, down. Let's just do another round. And last round here. And stand nice and tall. And then just shake out those legs. So coming to that comfortable wide stance position, we're going to add on a little bit of arms. So from here, we're going to go back into our nice little bend, not very deep. So obviously the deeper you go, the more quads you're into. So it just depends. If you want more quads, go deeper. So we're going to go into that nice big hug-a-tree. Really think of that large tree. And then from here, we're going to just pull those arms apart with the shoulders and then exhale and bring them back together. So movement here is from the shoulders. And what I want you to really be able to feel here is the shoulder blades in the back. As the arms open, kind of feel those shoulder blades gliding together. Start at the center of that upper back to wrap those arms around that tree. Exhale. Inhale. And as we open those arms, just try to keep the rib cage from wanting to jut forward. Let's do 4. 3. 2, and 1. We're going to bring those arms forward. Let's go ahead and stand tall really briefly and just kind of roll out those shoulders a little bit. Make sure we stay relaxed. Next one, same kind of bend. So bending just that little bit. Arms are going to come out in front. You're going to flip those palms so they face away from each other. We're going to open those arms and hold so you're out at a T. From here, we're just going to press back. And so we want to, again, feel this in the upper back as we're pressing those arms back, trying to keep that rib cage from wanting to push forward. So try to keep those ribs closed. Only lift those arms to where you can really feel that energy in the upper back. If you're too high, you're going to feel a lot of it in your neck and shoulder area. So drop the arms down a little bit if that's where you're at. Let's do 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stand tall, roll out those shoulders. All right, going back into our little bend. So we're going to do this with a plie. So we're going to let those arms come forward. Weights are together. Little bend in the knee. As we twist, I'm going to open my right arm. I'm going to stand tall as I twist, following that right arm with my eyes. And now as I bring it back to center, I'm going to bend. Other side. And bend. Just try to keep equal weight on your feet. If the pelvis isn't staying perfectly straight forward, don't worry so much about that. I just don't want you to roll on your feet to like the outside or the inside. And let's just do a few more. One more each side. And bring those arms forward and just let yourself kind of hang, letting those arms relax. Take a nice deep breath in and then lift with the belly. Bringing yourself all the way back to standing and bringing yourself back to a parallel hip width distance apart. So I'm actually going to take both of these weights. I'm going to put them in one hand. If you just want to use one of them, just put the other weight down. So on this one, I want to feel weighted in that arm that has the weight, right? Like it's just pulling it to the floor. I'm going to think about growing taller. And as I lift, I'm also going to bend in that weighted arm position. And now as I bring myself back up, I'm going to pull into my low belly and I'm going to lift on my exhale. We're going to do that again. Inhale, grow tall but bend. And then pull that belly in. Exhale, lift. Like you're lifting your body back on top. Inhale. And exhale. We're really thinking of using the oblique here. Let's do 3. 2. And last one. And then I'm just going to switch that to the other side. Warm up that other side. So let those shoulders feel heavy. Let's inhale, grow tall, bend over towards that side. And then exhale, pull that belly in and lift all the way back up. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Think about opposing oblique. And really think of that lift as you come back up on top of that body. Inhale. Let's do 3. 2. just going to set those weights down for a moment. And let's step to the back of your mat. We're just going to do a couple of little roll downs. So from here, stay nice and tall, pull that belly in. We're going to start with that lifting through the crown of our head again, but then we're going to start to curl up and over our belly button. We're curling up and over a big ball. And we're just going to let those arms relax as we come down just maybe almost to the floor, and just let your body kind of relax here. And then start with the belly, pick it up, and think of dragging your body up as you stack your vertebra, lifting the shoulders into the ears at the top, rolling them back and down. Let's try that again. Inhale. All the way up and over. And just coming to that place where you begin to feel the stretch. Let yourself relax. Deep breath in. Exhale. Grab a hold of that low belly. Tuck that tail. Rounding up. Shoulders into the ears. And this time we're going to take those hands all the way to the floor. So you're going to inhale. Round yourself all the way down. You're going to bend those knees as you come down to the floor. So we're going to come into this position and we're going to straighten out our spine, pulling those shoulders out of the ears. And now we're going to scoop that belly again, putting pressure down through the hands, lifting our pelvis. And then again, bend those knees. And then come all the way to that nice straight spine. And then scoop and lift. And bend. One more of those. And scoop. Lift. And all the way back down to that bend. And we are going to walk ourselves out. So this is where I told you that you can use a prop. You can, if you don't want to be on your wrist, you can do this in your forearm position. That's perfectly fine. If you need extra padding for your knees, you know the drill, right? So we're going to start with this nice little cat-cow. So from here, we're just going to have those hands, fingertips facing forward. We're going to scoop up that belly. Very similar to what we just did in our roll downs. And then we're going to straighten it back out. And again. And straighten. One more. And straighten. You have the option here on this next one to use a weight. You don't have to. But I'm going to put one weight in my hand. And from this position, all I'm going to do here is I'm just going to lift that arm up. Right? From here, I'm going to take the opposite leg and I'm going to reach it behind me and lift that leg up as well. And now I'm just going to lower both, tapping the floor with my toes and the weight, and then exhale. And down. And up. Down. And up. And two more. Last one, we're going to hold that lift. Now I'm going to bend my knee and my elbow. I'm going to cat back as I draw those 2 points together. And then I'm going to send them all the way back out. Exhale. And reach. And reach. Two more. And come all the way down. We're going to drop that weight off as we come back into our 4-point kneel. I'm going to come onto my toes. And from here, I'm going to go to a little bit of a hover. So I'm just going to exhale. I'm going to scoop my belly. Put pressure down into my toes as I lift those knees. And just hold. And then slowly set those knees back down. And again, and scoop and lift. and lower down. And up. Scoop and lift. And lower. 2 more. And scoop, hover. Lower down, we have 1 more to go. And scoop, hover. Keep that belly lifting. And lower all the way back down. Pausing here, I'm just gonna grab that other weight. We're gonna do that on the other side. So from here, I'm gonna start with the arm with the weight. I'm gonna reach it out in front. Opposite leg is gonna go back, lifting that leg up. Lower both, tap the floor. And lift. And down. Let's do 2. On the last one, we're holding. And now we bend both the elbow and the knee, pulling them in on a cat back and reaching them back out. And out. 2 more. And all the way out, come back down into our 4-point. And again, we're gonna go to this little hover, but we're gonna stay there and we're gonna march it out. So shoulders are down. We're gonna scoop up that belly, toes are on the floor. We're gonna lift that hover. And from here, we're just gonna pull our right knee in, scooping our belly, and then set it back down. And scoop. Deep scoop. And two more. Last round. And set those knees down. Open those knees out. Sit back to your child's pose. And rest. Is everyone's heart rate going a little?
Oh, I feel like I've been going for a year.
It's really hard coming back after 10 days. 10 days of not doing anything.
I tried.
Oh my goodness. Okay, we are going to come onto our side. So we're just gonna lie back down. And we can set those weights away. I'm gonna actually use the ball for my head. It's very comfortable. So I'm gonna choose to do that. All right, I'm gonna take my bottom leg, I'm gonna straighten it out. We're gonna work our inner leg to start. I'm gonna take that front leg, I'm gonna bring it in front, setting it on the floor, right? So from here, we're just gonna point that toe that's on the floor, and we're gonna think about that top of the inner leg. And as we exhale, we're gonna tighten that belly, lift that leg up, and lower it down. And exhale. Really point through that toe. Think about lifting with that inner leg, like you've got a big heavy stack of books sitting right there. And that's where your energy is. And up. 3 more. 2. On the last one, we're holding it up there. So hold it up and we pulse, little pulses up, up. Keep that belly nice and tight. 4, 3, 2, hold it up there. Little circles. Keep that belly tight. And 4, 3, 2, 1, reverse it. And 4, 3, 2, 1, and lower that leg down for just a moment. Take your hand on the inside of that knee and just kind of push it away into that nice little stretch through the hip a little bit. We're going to do that again, but we're going to do it from a flexed foot position. So from here, releasing the pressure of the knee, Hand again can be in front on the hip wherever you'd like. We're going to go to a flexion. We're going to think about the energy of that leg reaching through that heel. We're just going to start with that lift and lower and up and up. I am feeling everything that I ate over the holidays right now. Absolutely everything.
It's still there.
Oh my goodness. I have some work to do. And 3, 2. We're holding on this last one. Hold it up there and pulse it up. Pulse, pulse, pulse. Pull that belly in. And 4, 3, 2. Hold it here and circle. Think of circling with that heel, drawing a circle with that heel. Obviously, the bigger the circle, the more work. 2, 1, reverse it. Try to keep your torso nice and still. And 2, 1, and lower that leg down. Again, let's stretch that top hip by pressing that knee slightly away, getting that nice external position through that hip socket on that upper hip. And then from here, I'm going to put the ball away for just a moment. I'm going to straighten my other leg out. Both my legs are going to come together. We're going to do a little side teaser. Oh, I just realized I had my glasses on there. All right, so hard little side teaser from here. Arm comes up to the ceiling. So as we kind of roll back to one side of our glute, we're going to lift those legs. We're going to reach for those toes. And then we're just going to lower back down. Take that arm up overhead, stretch that body nice and long. And then again. And nice and long in the body. And up. And down. Let's do a few more. And on this next one, we're going to hold. All right, so from here, bottom leg is going to lower and lift. Lower and lift. Three more. 2, hold. Up, roll onto your glutes. Ooh, you know what? Bring yourself back onto your mat. Come to your little teaser. Hold, open, and close. Let's do 3, 2, 1. Lower halfway, lift. Lower, lift. One more. Lower all the way down. Ooh, got those abs. Stretch that out. All right, we're just gonna turn over. I'm gonna go to the other side of the mat. I'm gonna bring my ball with me. And I'm gonna lie in. So we're gonna start with that inner leg work again. So top leg comes in front. I'm gonna set it right down, kind of this figure 4 position. I'm gonna point my toe on the floor, relax my upper body. And then from here, I'm just gonna lift. Tightening that belly as I lift and lower. Energy through the toes. Think of that lift coming from the tops of those inner legs or that inner leg. 3 more. 3, 2, 1. We're holding. We're going to pulse it up. Little pulses. Keep that belly nice and tight. 3, 2. Hold here. Go into your circles. Little circle. 3, 2, 1. Reverse it. And 3, 2, 1, and set it down. Relax. Take your hand to the inside of that knee. Kind of push that leg away. Just a little external stretch here through that hip. And then we're going to come back and we're going to finish that off with our flexed foot. So flexing that foot, same position, same work as we just did. Reach through the heel, lift and low and up. Think about that top of the inner leg. 4 more. 3. Now we're going to hold. So we lift and hold, and then we pulse it up, up, up. 4, 3, 2, hold and circle. 4 more. 3, 2, reverse it. Almost there, ladies. Almost. And 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower down, straight. Oh, let's stretch that hip just a little bit more. So bringing that up, kind of press that leg away into that nice little stretch. And then coming back, sliding that leg right on top. We're gonna do our little half teasers here. So I'm gonna put that ball away. Arm is gonna start up. So as I lean back, I'm gonna lift those legs. I'm gonna come up, trying to reach for those toes, come back down, stretch it out, and I'm gonna come back onto my mat. I'm like half on my mat, half off my mat, which makes it very hard for balance. And 2 more. We're gonna hold on this next one. So from here, lower that bottom leg and lift. 2 more. Hold, roll onto your glutes. Hold here, open, close. And last one, lower half and lift. And lift. Last one. Lower all the way down. And stretch that out. And relax. All right, make sure you're on your mat. So nice and centered. Bend those knees. And take those hands, slide them behind your head. And just let your head feel cradled in your hands. We're gonna support that neck. So from here, we're just gonna start with those little curl ups. So I want you to think about your anchor points here. Your one anchor point is the back of your head in your hands. The other one is the shoulders, and the other one is the pelvis. And I really want you to focus on the pelvis right now. So keeping that pelvis down and stable, we're gonna exhale as we curl up. Looking straight towards those knees. Inhale, curl back down. And exhale. And keeping your head nice and supported in those hands. Let's do 2. And 1. All the way down. We're going to lift those legs into our tabletop. We're going to do the same thing, but we're going to add extension. So as we exhale, curl up, extend those legs out. Back into your tabletop. And exhale. Exhaling as you come up and extend. Let's do 3. And 2. And 1. Come in, set those legs down for a moment. And from here, we're gonna lift those legs back into tabletop. We're gonna go into a little oblique. So from here, we're gonna lift those legs to tabletop, but I'm gonna extend my left leg all the way out. And I'm gonna curl up to my right. And then I'm gonna switch. And switch. One more. And lower all the way down. Send those legs out to straight. And just give yourself a nice little stretch through your belly. And then all we're going to do is we're going to do that again from our nice little external position. So we're going to bring ourselves back. So on this one, I'm not going to support my head, but feel free if you need to, okay? So we're going to lift those legs up. This time I'm going to bring my hands to the ceiling. I'm going to let my thumbs touch. I'm in my frog position. So as I curl up, I'm going to reach my hands through my legs, looking right to my heels. Inhale, curl down. And again, like I'm reaching my fingertips towards my heels. Just don't let your heels come toward you. They're staying nice and stable. And 3, 2, 1. Let's add those legs to extension. Same movement. Exhale. So now my hands are coming in front of my legs. Heels are staying together. Let's do 3, 2. We're holding on this next one. Arms only. Pull that belly in. 2, 1. Bring it in. Stretch those legs out. And stretch it out. All right. We're going to give those abs a little break. Yes, I agree. Bring those feet to the floor. Bend your knees, arms by your side. And we are just going to do some nice spine release. So we're just going to go into some bridging, but I just want this easy. So let's start with our scoop. Feel your imprint. Peel your spine up off that mat, coming into your bridge. Hold, nice deep breath in. Exhale, soften your spine and articulate on the way down. Really thinking about that stretch here of the spine. And again, and scoop. Lift. And again, as you exhale, soften and release. Let's just do that a few more times, just to really take that stress out of the spine. As you exhale, think of softening the neck, softening the jaw, and releasing the spine all the way back to your neutral. And 2. Let's do one more of those. And then as we come down, find your ball again. And the ball is going to come right in between those knees. And I'm going to pull my heels pretty close to my glutes here. So they're going to be about as close as I can get them to my glutes. If you're one of those people that can take your heels all the way to your glutes, don't go that far. Not looking for that, but I want them to be close. All right, we're going to curl up into our bridge and pause there. So go ahead and bring yourself up into your bridge. Find that place where you feel you can hold it. Hands are down by your side. You need extra here. Press down through the backs of those arms to keep your pelvis up. Otherwise, you can float those arms next to you. And we're just going to roll up onto our toes and then roll down to those heels. And again. And roll up to those toes and down to the heels. You can come into a nice huggy position if you prefer. Give that ball a little squeeze. Find those inner legs. Find those hamstrings. Let's do 3, 2, and 1. Lift the heels, hold, curl down. Take the ball. Let's take it away. Push it off to the side. Open those legs out now to a nice wide stance. So we're in our external position. Arms are going to come back down by your side. And we're going to start again with just those curl ups. So we're going to scoop that belly into our imprint. We're going to curl up. Think of sending those knees out over those toes. Find those glutes at the top. And then exhale again. Soften that spine. Release that pelvis all the way down to neutral. Deep breath in, exhale, scoop up that belly. So when you get to the top and you inhale, really soften your tension in your neck and your jaw as you soften your spine to curl back down. Let's do that 2 more times, and up. And down. And try to keep that softness through the shoulders and the throat as you curl down. All right, we are going to come up to our bridge on this next one. We're going to stay there. So go ahead and curl up. So this time we're going to lift those toes coming onto our heels, but that's where we're going to stay. And then we're just going to press our knees together as we swivel on those heels and then press them back open. Keeping those toes lifted off the floor. Keeping that pelvis lifted to the ceiling. Again, if you want a little bit more of a challenge, we come to that kind of huggatry, or we float those arms next to you. Let's open, hold the open, and now pulse it open. Open, open, keep that pelvis lifted. You should really feel this in through the glute. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and curl all the way down. Bring those feet flat, parallel position. So my feet are probably about 6 to 8 inches apart, and I'm just going to let my knees come together. And here what I'm going to think about is my inner leg. So I'm going to think pulling those inner legs together. I'm just going to hinge my body up into my pelvic lift, hold once I get there. So my feet are apart, my inner legs are squeezing together. I'm going to take my pelvis and I'm going to pulse it up to the ceiling and pulse. Keep squeezing those inner legs together. And let's do 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold, lift a little higher. Squeeze those glutes, squeeze those inner legs. Hold it again. Lift it a little higher. Hold. And all the way back down. Bring those feet back to parallel. Take one of your legs, I don't care which one, bend it in towards the chest, lift it to the ceiling for a nice little hamstring stretch. If you want to walk yourself up to your curled up position, that's also fine. And just once you get here, getting into that nice stretch to the back of the leg, flex that ankle. And then go ahead and lower that back down. Let's do that on the other side. Pick up that leg and lift it to the ceiling. And if you want, you could walk yourself up. Flex that ankle. And then we're going to lower that down. And we're going to send those legs all the way out to straight. And we are going to curl up. Arms come to the ceiling. We're going to exhale. Take those eyes to those toes. Curl up. Reach forward into your stretch. And then roll yourself all the way up to seated. And we are going to come to a nice butterfly position through our legs, through our feet. So pulling those feet together, letting those knees open, and drawing those heels in as far as you can, and then just really allowing those knees to open and press apart. And just to where you can find that stretch through the inner leg, whatever is good for you. Just finding that stretch. I like to kind of pull up slightly on my ankles so that I can really pull my shoulders down and feel myself lifting my body a little higher, which gets me more into my inner legs, my inner leg stretch. And then as we come out of this, I'm going to take my right leg and I'm just going to bring it to the inside as my left leg comes to that outside. And then I'm just going to go ahead and bring my arms in front, my hands. I'm going to walk myself out as far as you can. If you can come to those forearms, go ahead and come to those forearms and just let yourself kind of melt. Take some deep breaths. And then slowly walk yourself back. And we're just going to switch those legs out. And from here, so this is my tight side. Whew. And I can feel it even tighter because I haven't been here. So just take it out to where you can. Let yourself kind of relax. Deep breaths. And walk yourself all the way back. Take those legs all the way out in front for one last stretch. We're just going to take our opposite arm across to the opposite knee, the outside of the opposite knee, and then just take that arm behind you and just kind of twist with that upper body, that nice stretch and twist. And then come back to center. We're just doing that on the other side. Outside of the knee, hand behind, sit tall, twist. As you come back to center, bring those legs together, one last stretch forward. And then round yourself all the way back up to your seated position. And you ladies are done. Thank you very much. Welcome back. Happy New Year.